Good evening, everyone. It's Tuesday night, so you know what time it is. It's time for the Golfing Dads. How's everybody?
Everybody's favorite podcast is here.
It is my last appearance for about the next 4 or 5 weeks. So soak it in, viewing audience.
Do we have an applause button for that?
Hold on, I actually do. Hold on. Where is it?
Hey,
there we go.
Giving the people what they want.
All right. Well,
so nothing going on in the world of golf this week.
No, I mean, I feel like the world of golf just has not had any big news at all or anything going on for weeks. It's not like there's a major championship going on. One of our favorite majors.
Do you want to start with that? That was one of the things that I put in the thing for tonight. Has the PGA lost its luster with its move to May?
Yes. I think it should move back. I like it as the last major of the year. Yeah. I always have. I always will.
I think it plays better in that weather.
I just don't think it fit. It's just weird because I'm so used to it that when they moved it up here, I just think it's in a weird location. I like going Masters, U.S. Open, PGA. I don't like ending on the Open.
See, to me, it's still a major. I still think that it's the one major that doesn't. Keegan Bradley was on talking about it today in his press conference, and he said, it's the one major that they just, some years you might have 2 under win it, some years you might have 15 under win it. And it's the one major that doesn't have realistically an agenda, and that the Masters is the Masters, and everybody knows that. The U.S. Open, you're going to get your teeth kicked in.
Yep.
The Open Championship is about the tradition and the history of the game, and then there's this tournament that they just want to find a great winner. And so, does that make it a test of golf that is more like every other week on the PGA Tour? Which I think didn't help them last year, because I feel like last year at Quail Hollow was like every other year on the PGA Tour versus growing the rough up and making Quail Hollow a
monster
experiment of golf. Yeah, a monster that they could have made it.
I
don't think last year helped them, but I don't think that it's any different whether you played in May. And I think allowing you to go to other golf courses that you normally can't go to in August, aka Frisco, and some other ones in Texas. You can bring Florida back into the equation kind of in May. You're not into the rainy season yet in Florida, so you're not terrible. But
always rainy season in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, we got some rain today, but there's no rain in the forecast the rest of the week. I just think that it opens up other opportunities for you to play it at golf courses that you normally wouldn't play it at.
Philadelphia this week, the weather's looking 68, 71, 82, 89. No more than a 15% chance of rain every day. So a little cool in the morning, warming up in the afternoon.
So I agree with that. It changes that. I just like the flow of it better. I feel it lets the season start. I feel this is more of a start of a season for most of the PGA professionals that are in this. Like we talked with Ryan last week, and he talked about how he's getting right into it. I liked when they have kind of been through their season and it's almost like a season ending thing for them. I felt it had more luster when it's later in the year. I get it. You can bring in other courses with it this time of year. I get why they moved it around. I just think it loses some of that luster. It really is the best way to put that. When it's not there at the beginning of the year, or it's when it's at the beginning of the year versus the end of the year. So, I mean, I don't think anything's wrong with it. I still love the PGA Championship for the fact that you get those PGA professionals that get a chance to play in this, and the storylines you get out of this. One of them you can go watch last week. Shameless plug for our show. One of our friends of the show, Ryan.
And next week, join us next week with him again.
When you get to hear about what it was like again for a PGA professional. That's what's special about this event. That's what makes this so much fun, in my opinion, is every year you have that story of these professionals that are golf professionals. They play golf for a living, but they're teaching it. They're not playing on the tour for a living, but this is
Right.
their major. Like, and I mean that in multiple ways. And that's what makes it fun. That's what we love watching about it. That's what we love for it. So I just liked it better in the end of the year because it gives more time to kind of build up to it. I feel we've now just kind of shoved it between the Masters and the U.S. Open, and that's what I don't.
Well, when you look at it, and like you're saying, you're kind of shoehorning it in there between the Masters and the U.S. Open. Before at the end of the year, you go Masters, and then this whole big long break until U.S. Open at the Father's Day. So is it this now you're driving a little bit more TV coverage for having this major right here rather than the signature events or just golf tournaments that are just happening, between, the Masters and the Open? Or is this having the PGA there? Is this allowing better coverage, more eyes on the game, and professionals going to tournaments in preps for, major, couple week break, major, couple week break, major, and then the end of the season?
So I like that. I like the change in that sense because I like that it makes it more of a schedule when you don't have that big gap in there and you're not trying to fill in with other stuff. It has the signature events there. And this is the actual right solution in a sense because you're not moving the U.S. Open off of Father's Day. That's just a tradition.
No.
The Open Championship, you're also not moving for that. So this was really the only logical option. So I get why it's done. I just like it better as the last major.
I almost wonder, Greg, and I almost wonder, are we too spoiled in this part of the calendar where we have all of these signature events back to back? It seems like that every time you turn the TV on the weekend, you've got a signature event going on. So you go leading up to the Masters, you have the Players, you have Bay Hill, you
coming out, you have Harbor Town,
and then you come out of Harbor Town, and then you go, you have
New Orleans,
Truist.
Cadillac and Truist, and then you go to the PGA. So like most of your, I almost feel like it's in a bad spot, kind of like New Orleans is in that you have all of these elevated events that all these guys are all playing in. So outside of bringing the Corbridge Financial team in, or Corbridge Financial, what is it? Corbridge Financial team in. I want to make sure I had it right. Corbridge Financial team, and then the Live players in. There's really no difference this week as there is any other week on the PGA Tour, other than you got 156 guys.
Yeah, I think the scheduling is what we have to figure out on the PGA Tour, and I like where they're going with it. I like what they've been trying out with different things on this schedule because I almost think a major, have a week off, then play a signature, then play another event, like a regular event, then play, like, almost stagger it in that sense and have a sense. I like the idea of you can play a regular event that can earn you a seat in a signature event. Like maybe you can work your way into that for some players. And I think there's a way they can kind of figure this out. I think
they do have the Aon top five.
But I'm talking about like the week before you can play in one thing and those players can go up, not like a few weeks to figure it out. I think it would make it more fun. It would make those smaller events more meaningful in a sense. They're meaningful now, but I think it would add that just extra layer to it. So would I like to see the PGA move? Yes. Do I think it's the smart move? No. I think actually where it is makes sense for where they're trying to go with the schedule.
Yeah.
I think we run into I think the other problem that you run into is, we've talked about this quite a bit on the PGA, talking about the non-signature events this year. And look at those non-signature events this year, and you have like the Gary Woodland win in Houston, and you have some of these
Fitzpatrick brother win.
The Fitzpatrick brothers win in New Orleans. I think the challenge that I see is you have these great events that are second tier events, how do you keep those events that aren't signature events? Because again, the Gary Woodland story is going to go down arguably as a story of the year, maybe the story in golf for quite a while. Like, you have to go back a lot to go into that. You have the Fitzpatrick brothers and what that's done for Alex. And let's be real, Alex has taken advantage of, not that he was a bad player to begin with, but Alex has really taken advantage of winning in New Orleans now, improving that, shutting up the naysayers.
Top four this week.
Top four this week. Again, dude's won more money. Like, he's just stacking bands is all he's doing at this point on the PGA Tour, and is now a top 30 player on the PGA Tour.
Well, I think that they're talking about I think they wanted to switch the signature events to 8 signature events in the future.
They have 8 now.
The number 8. Well, I think that's right, because you have a 7-8 month schedule. I think you do one signature event a month and stagger it, and then stagger the majors in there, and then the rest are your regular field events. I think that kind of balance would help with this. I think you can have a week off, maybe here or there too, with the majors in there. But this schedule is really going to start to change and evolve and become what everyone's kind of hoping. And when I say everyone, I mean the PGA Tour, the sponsors, and the players are hoping for. So I think we're not there yet, but I think we're getting closer. And I think all of this is a test to get there.
Do we need to look at what should be signature events? Now, the three of us are kind of biased when it comes to, say, Harbor Town.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we believe it's a fantastic, would the PGA players still show up there if it wasn't a signature event? Could you move a signature event to something else that may need the draw? Or, do you keep where everything is right now? Or do you look at some of these, courses and tournaments, throughout the year that, like, hey, so-and-so hasn't shown up in a while, let's try and plop a signature event, in here rather than over here.
I think your signature events need to be those historic events that have been on the tour the longest, in my opinion, or have that historical backing, like a Bay Hill. Harbor Town has been there for a while. I think that Riviera, I think that a bunch of those events that are signature events have to have a reason and a history behind them to be signature events. I don't think you should have a signature event just to draw a crowd. I don't think that's the right thing for it. I think a signature event should be a big event. I think Harbor Town has created that. Harbor Town has struggled with sponsorships in years past. But is someone playing the drums in the background?
Yeah. Uno momento, por favor.
No, it's fine. I thought the natives were getting restless there. But
what are we on the Jungle Cruise now?
That's what I was going with. I think it was the
backside of water is coming up shortly.
Exactly. So, hey, this is when you're golfing dads. This is what you gotta do. So,
but you understand my point there. Like, I think people, you're still going to. Bay Hill doesn't need to be a signature event. Everybody's going to show up at Bay Hill.
No,
I agree with.
No, you know what? That has been that in Jack's tournament. There were a lot of rumors floating that the players didn't want to show up after they only showed up for Arnold. And the reason they made it a signature event and they made it that you got an additional exemption in winning there was because they were all afraid that after Arnold passed away, the players wouldn't show up because they hated getting their teeth kicked in. They won't show up for that because look at where it falls in on the calendar. Because you go this Florida swing. So if you play in South Florida, then you go to Bay Hill, then you go to the Players. Can you skip Bay Hill and go to the Players? Like there was a big concern that the players weren't going to show up there, and they're not going to show up at Memorial if Jack passes away.
Well, that's the problem is having like those back-to-back. I don't like having back-to-back signature events.
No, I don't either.
Yeah.
I think that's where they need to look at some of these and say, okay, maybe you do in the Florida swing, you do Bay Hill, then you do like the Honda, and then you do what used to be the Honda and is now I forget what it's called now.
Cognizant.
Cognizant, yeah. And then you do the Players. Like have that in between so that if you win Bay Hill, and then if you need to qualify for the Players in a way, have that in between event, And I think that's what I want to see more of. I don't want to see back-to-back signature events. And Dave, to your point, I don't want to see a signature event as the only reason it's a signature event is to save it. I think there needs to be, I like the history, like with Jack and Arnie, that is a reason to have the signature event.
Yeah.
But if it was just for attendance,
I think we need to give players some form of credit in regards to his. You say, they're going to get their teeth kicked in at Bay Hill. So I still think they would show up, whether or not that was a signature event or not. I believe that the cream of the crop of players would still show up and play Bay Hill.
All right. Well, let's get back into.
But that's just me.
No, I think you're right. I agree with you on that. I think it's with the history there and the players that value that history that have stayed on the PGA Tour.
Wow. Shots fired. Speaking of which, shots fired. Did you hear Rory's shots? I sent it to you today, Greg. Rory fired some shots on some questions regarding the old format of the PGA Championship. Used to be 54 holes, stroke play, and then the top 16 went into match play on the weekend. Mm-hmm. And Rory's first comment when somebody said they're trying to resurrect this idea was, I thought we didn't like 54 holes.
I mean,
I'm just gonna leave that alone. Shots fired from Rory. Rory has had some great.
Rory, they also used to play. They also used to play 36 a day on the U.S. Open as well too.
That is true. I will say that I kind of like the idea of maybe changing up the major and having something like that. It's a unique idea. But Rory also said today that he wanted the PIF's money at one point, and he said, "I'm glad I was wrong about that."
He did.
That was a big statement today. And I like that he admits that. I like that he was trying to do the right thing. I think he was trying to figure it out in that turmoil in that time. And what he saw made sense. But long term, this is what was going to happen. Let's be honest.
John Rahm got 2 armored cars. Rory would have had 4. Tiger would have had 8.
Yeah,
that's true.
Tiger would have bankrupted them. Let's just be honest. They couldn't afford that one.
No. Speaking of Tiger, did you hear the news about Tiger that broke out today?
Oh, that the judge has said that they have to release the medical records on that, which from a court case standpoint, that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
I get why.
They will be sealed just for the parties involved in the case.
And 100% should be. I don't think this should come out as public. I don't believe that court cases should be public. I think that ever since OJ, that has been a big mistake. But I think that
if it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Yeah, I know. That's why. It's like that's too many people come up with their own opinions on things that they don't know all the facts to it. Like if we were to get these documents about Tiger's medical records, we could look at it and come to a conclusion, but I'm pretty sure none of us have a doctorate degree.
Any of us have an honorary one, at least, between the three of us?
No, I don't think anyone of us have an honorary one.
You know what else? You know what they do? We know what we do have, though, all of us? We have some Cobra King irons.
We do have Cobra
and with
irons.
Those, Cobra has given us the ultimate game improvement irons through cutting-edge engineering, mass optimization, and innovative 3D printing. Cobra King and King Max irons are built to deliver more greens in regulation and lower your scores. Discover the difference with the King lineup. Learn more at CobraGolf.com.
Oh man, I was hitting those irons great this week. They were helping me out on the course. So make sure you're checking out Cobra Golf for all of your club needs. All right, let's get into the PGA Championship, the course, what this means, what we're the storylines we're expecting to see this week. So there's a few things that I think could be major storylines this week.
Which
number
one's the
one?
biggest? Yeah,
I'm not going to say the biggest, but I think number one is something that happened last year could happen again this year. It happened at the Masters last year, and another player could become the 6th now, or was Rory the 6th? 7th. Oh, I thought Rory was the 6th. Okay. So the 7th player to complete the career Grand Slam. Now, we will also have this same opportunity over Father's Day weekend. But right now, we have another person, Jordan Spieth, can complete the career Grand Slam. What do we think, Dave? I'm going to go to you on this one because you know what the odds are.
Yep.
Yeah.
What are the odds that you're seeing? And then Steve, let's see what the odds we really think this could actually be.
He's coming in at the, I think I said before the show about 63-1. I can pull it. I think he's been playing better. I think the odds are right about spot on for that, just considering the field, who's all there. I think both he and JT have both been playing better golf this year as a whole. Jordan's, wedge game is still impeccable. I think his putter has come around. What I think Jordan needs to do is keep the ball in the fairway. He's been a little wonky off the tee here and there, and he's made some great saves.
Really quick, and I'm not
Can you
even
define woggy, please?
Dave, last week Jordan was actually second in strokes gained off the tee.
Yeah, he's gotten better. Yeah, but we've seen him play, and I think 63 is right about spot on. He's on my list of potential picks for this week, so I will leave it at that.
Hey, really quick from Instagram, Brevin Wilson 9. Thank you. His prediction is winning score 14 under.
14 under for the week.
14 under for the week. That's a pretty good take. Thank you.
Brevin is from here from Mount Pleasant. His family lives right down the road from me, and he is working on his PGA certification. He's down there, I believe, in the Ozarks right now.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I've been to the Ozarks. It's nice there.
Yeah. I could be wrong, but
so Steve, Dave's talked about the odds there. What do you think, from your standpoint, not really an odds maker, what do you think his chances really are this week?
If you asked me who has a better chance of completing the career Grand Slam this year, I'm going to take Scotty at the Open at Shinnecock.
I mean,
it's Scotty.
Play that.
I mean, hot take. Yeah,
but we're not talking about Scotty this week. If we're talking about Jordan, so what are Jordan's real chances this week?
I don't mind a Jordan pick this week if you're in a pool. I think Jordan is, I think he makes the cut this week. I think he plays well enough. I think if it comes down to it, Jordan's got some scar tissue over the last few years, and to come out and just drop a PGA Championship on somebody right now, to me, is scary. Rory is still the only player to go more than 3 chances and complete the career Grand Slam. The only player in history to. Arnold Palmer never won the career Grand Slam. Rory is the only one that's gone more than 3 chances to win it. He took him 11. And I think that when you look at that, I almost wonder, does Jordan Spieth's career end up like Arnold Palmer's, and that he never wins a PGA because of that? Like, I think Jordan has a better chance to win the Masters next year than he does to ever win a PGA Championship.
So let me ask you guys this question, because this is kind of where I look at it from. We expected, after the way he started last year, that Rory was going to do it at the Masters.
Right.
Like, the buildup was there. You felt like he was in a different mindset there. I don't think I feel that with Jordan this year.
No.
I feel his game is better. I do feel that what you're both saying here is valid, that his game is better, and I think he has a chance. But the gut feeling, and from what we're seeing here, I think he could be a top 10 finish. I think he could even be close. But
we were all rooting Rory. I mean, one of us picked him last year. I think it was it me to picked Rory to win the Masters? Like, whoever had the first pick was taking him because everyone was all in on him because of the way he was playing. I would have.
You had Rory last year. Greg had Scotty. I had Morikawa.
So I think that when you look at, and Eric, I'm not arguing that. Look at what Ricky did this week. Just never know what he could do. Thank you for that comment, Eric. I'm not arguing that. I think Ricky had a great week. I went on Siwoo, who's had 6 great weeks this year and didn't play well last week at a place that I would have thought he would have played well at.
And I think Jordan could have one of those weeks and do it and pull it off. I just don't think
he's going to run into the biggest heater on the planet.
Yeah, I saw a quote from Brooks Koepka from when he won his PGA. He goes, look, you have this field. It's like, I just need to beat 80 guys. Because he's like, in all honesty, that's what it's going to come down to. Out of those 80 guys, 40 guys aren't going to be in contention. So now I just got to beat 40 guys. Out of those 40 guys, some of them the pressure is going to get to them. So I'm really only competing against 12. I think I could be, and that's the year he won his PGA, championship when he came out with it. And it's not a horrible way to look at it when you break it down like that. You're not going out there trying to beat the whole field. Narrow it down to, okay, here's the guys that, all right, I could beat them, and then out of the, make the cut and then figure out what you have to do after that.
So I'm going to look at this and say, when you look at players that win the majors, they usually have a lot going for them. They're usually playing really well. They might not have won, but they've been in contention a lot to win. Like, I'm going to look at JJ Spawn in the U.S. Open last year. JJ was in a playoff and almost won the Players against Rory.
Playoffs?
And was playing really well well last year. And so him winning at the U.S. Open wasn't overly surprising. None of us were picking him to win that, but I don't see that with Jordan this year.
It didn't come out of left field.
I think that if I saw Jordan competing a little bit more, I think he's playing a lot better than he has over the past few years. So would it surprise me? No. I see it happening? Probably not. So, all right.
Right.
Let's move on to next things that we want to see. Is this really, as we always ask, Scotty and Rory versus the field? Is that what we're really looking at here?
Okay, let me ask you this question. You asked the question. I'm going to ask Dave first. Dave, you answer this question. Yes or no? You answer who you taking. I give you Scotty and Rory or the field. Who do you take, Dave?
Taking the field this week.
Greg?
So I want to say the field, to be honest with you, but something tells me that one of them is going to pull it off this week, because I feel Scotty hasn't been playing that well for Scotty standards. Scotty's been playing well as the number one player in the world, but for Scotty standards, I think he needs to show something off this week, and I think this could be his week to be like, hey, no, I'm still number one. And I think he's been playing back to form, he's getting better and better each week, so I think this could be the week that he does it. Rory has that Masters win, isn't playing as well as he was in 2025, but is still playing well, and I still think he has a chance. So I feel it's one of the two of them, so I'm going to take Scotty and Rory versus the field.
I'm with you. You know where I actually like Rory again this year? Because I don't like him in America. I like him to win the Open.
I think I like Dave's pick to win the Open, who he thinks his sleeper pick is.
Yep.
And our sleeper pick,
I can't take him anymore. I can't.
Is right behind me, right here, and he uses the Bridgestone Mindset golf ball with Velo Surge technology. If you are looking for the perfect golf ball to get yourself in the right mindset, make sure you're checking out Bridgestone Golf and the B Tour line of Bridgestone golf balls.
Hey, speaking of Bridgestone brings winners.
Bridgestone had a week this week.
A week. Let's talk about that for a quick second here. Congratulations
boo to you.
Former rapid fire guest, Boo Weekly, on his win on the Champions, first win on the Champions Tour in his 64th start. One of the questions we asked him in rapid fire, Greg, was what's your favorite spot on the Champions Tour? I think we're going to say the Woodlands now.
Yeah, we asked him. He didn't know yet when he answered that. His favorite stop on the PGA Tour, he won twice at Harbor Town.
Yeah.
And now I think this might be his favorite stop on the Champions Tour. But also,
hey, hold up.
Mr. Sneaker.
Sawyer Walters, what's up, brother? Hey, what's up, Alex? Hope you guys are having a good night.
Sneaker gets a win in Myrtle Beach this week.
Yep.
To add
10 wins. 10 wins. President's Cup captain has 10 wins on the PGA Tour now.
Now, let's point this out. When we were at the PGA show, we were there right after Mr. Goddard up here won the first event of the year at the Sony Open. And we were saying you can't win them all unless you win the first one. Now they got a second win out of Goddard. They've got a win out of Boo. They got a win out of Snedeker. I mean, if you're not using a Bridgestone golf ball right now, what are you doing? I'm just asking.
Correct. And hey, I want to give a quick shout out to product we all wear on the golf course too. We use the Bridgestone balls, but I want to give a quick shout out to our friend Bob at Squares.
Yes.
This week.
Another win this week.
Another win this week. Stacking up wins. The Golfing Dads and the products we use are stacking up wins this week. Shout out to Squares Golf, Bob. We know you got a great product, and obviously Christopher does as well with his win in at Quail Hollow this week. Squares, Team Squares. I just want to know, when are we going to put the Squares logo on our Golfish collars?
Yeah, there we go. That's what we need to get that sponsorship. So let's just say, friends of the show here, Goddard's been on, is a winner. Bridgestone, Boo's been on, winner. Cobra, got Gary Woodland, winner.
Winner.
We just promote winners here. We're winners. We got the Golfish gear on. Winners.
And you know what? Level up your golf style with Golfish. Premium fit, bold design, and gear that looks just as good at the clubhouse as it does over a cold one after the round. Whether you're teeing it up at the turn or turning into the tavern, rep a brand that lives, breathes the game. Golfish, made for golfers by golfers. From the office to the golf course, Golfish is your pick.
I mean, we pick winners.
I've got this T-shirt on tonight. This Golfish T-shirt, by the way, they're so good. So good.
The T-shirts, the polos, they're hoodies, man.
Love the hoodies.
I'm just waiting for the pants and shorts.
This right here.
I'm just waiting for the pants and shorts.
Right. Hey, listen, don't tease it. That's supposed to be this month.
We already talked about that. So, all right. What else? Imagine now, we were talking about Rory and Scotty. Imagine now on Sunday, if we're looking into the future here, a Rory Scotty final pairing on Sunday.
Have we had a Rory Scotty final pairing yet?
We have not. But imagine what that would do, A, for the PGA Championship, and B, for the tour to see those two battle it out on Sunday.
It'd be like Tiger and Phil.
I think it would. I think it would bring back.
You know, I'm going to go out on a limb, because we didn't really ever get Tiger and Phil either in majors. I think it would be better.
Tiger and Duval.
Right?
Yeah,
right. Like, we got Tiger and Duval. We never got Tiger Phil. Like, realistically, we didn't in a major on Sunday. It never happened.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's what we want to see.
I think they've been paired together in the majors on Sunday, just not for the win.
Yeah, that's true.
So, if it comes down to Scotty and Rory on Sunday in the final pairing, although I would prefer Scotty and Ryan Lenahan, because that'll make our podcast next Tuesday night really freaking good. I'm just saying, I'm being greedy there, but I think that I again must watch TV, and unfortunately, fortunately, I will not be able to watch Sunday afternoon. My son's birthday is next week, and I'm taking him and his friends to Epic Universe on Sunday for his birthday. So I'll be at a theme park watching it on my phone. But I just think that becomes much. I'll ask you this question: what would you rather watch, Scotty and Rory, or give me any one of the live players in either of the two of them on Sunday?
No, don't give me that. I was going to say, would you rather watch Scotty and Rory, or would you rather see Jordan like 5 strokes ahead fighting for that Grand Slam?
Give me Jordan.
Yeah, I think that might be the fun story there.
There's a lot of different compelling storylines coming into the PGA, much like the Masters, because you get the reemergence of Rahm and Bryson are both there. The chance for another career Grand Slam coming up. So you could put what of it, Cam Young and Rory in the final group.
Let me give you this one, because another storyline, I mean, our buddy Eric just kind of talked about it. Ricky had a great week last week. What if it's Ricky and Jordan in the final pairing? So you have, I could get my first major versus my Grand Slam.
Oh, yeah. Eric's another one.
Rory final.
Yeah. Well, you have that, or, we could go with the eternal bridesmaid here, Justin Rose.
Yeah. I mean, that would be a good one to see as well.
Cam to win his first major.
Yep.
I think that there's so many good, cool storylines this week. Again, it's why I think this still is a great story in May. We'll go back to our opening topic.
So let me, we're talking about great stories, and we've had Ryan on numerous times. We've seen what Michael Block did a couple of years ago for the PGA Professionals as a whole. What story do you see coming out of this year? 2 years with Michael Block. Last year, the story was honestly Ryan and Scotty with his kids during a rain delay. That was a fantastic. Do we see another story coming out from the PGA Professional side of it again this year?
Well, I think you always do. I think that's the one thing that they do really well with this tournament. That's why I really like this tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have the history of the Open, the history of the U.S. Open, and the allure of the Masters, but it's its own beast. And it celebrates what golf is here and what PGA Professionals are. And so those stories, I like that they play those. I like that they find those here. It'd be sad if they just didn't have one this year. Like it was just, the PGA Professionals are boring. We know that's not true because we got Ryan there. So Ryan's already, his family has already posted some fun stuff about him being there this week. So if you're not following Ryan, follow him on Instagram and Facebook.
There was a dump truck in the middle of the fairway that
was great. That was an amazing picture. Like, I guess I'll have to hit over this obstacle.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, it's right in my line of sight. I wouldn't be able to hit it. Now, if it was over by the grandstands or, the trees on the right, windows would be a problem.
I mean, I got to ask you this, Dave, and I'm sorry that I'm doing this because it's just, I need to do a wellness check on Philadelphia sports fans right now.
It's baseball season.
Yeah, but because hockey and basketball just ended for them.
Yep.
Like, both your teams got swept.
Greg, they still have cheesesteaks. They still have cheesesteaks.
And golf.
Wellness check.
And apparently the Eagles get to go beat the Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's.
I have a question for you, and this is golf course setup question. We've had this whole debate. The USGA goes down this road in the RNA about dialing the golf ball back. And they go down this debate, and they go and pick these golf courses. Oakmont last year for the Open, Aronimink this year at the PGA, that have turned into just take the D stick out of the bag, take the big head cover off, throw it in the freaking umbrella, and hit it as hard as you can down there because they've removed all the trees from these golf courses. Now, the funny story about that is the one golf course that keeps adding trees to combat the distance debate is Augusta National, who thinks we need to roll the golf ball back. So
Augusta's Augusta. You're never going to have anything like that. They're out of this conversation.
Right, but like you're at a point at Augusta where they keep adding trees and doing things, and again, they've got the money to do it. So
Dave,
again, kudos to them to making the best golf course to play.
Are you going to say it, or am I going to say it?
Go ahead.
Chicks dig the long ball.
Correct. I'm not arguing that. Again, I'm not a proponent of rolling the golf ball back. We've all heard that on this show. Everyone knows how I feel about it. It's the stupidest idea in sports, never mind golf.
But to your point there, that's what we like about this. That's what I like about these Open championships. When they make the course long, that's what I like about Augusta is, hey, you make it so it's not all, you have some that you can bomb it, some that you can't. But at these Opens, I want to see them hit the long ball. I want to see them do what I can't do. I want to see them play it tough because the people that can drive it and hit it out there. But to be honest, the people that hit the ball really long aren't always the most accurate. So if they're off in the rough, that's where they're penalized. So it kind of equals it out. And you have to make those decisions. That's what I like to see. I like to see the difficulty of the course and the distance there and have that balance so that, I can hit the long ball, but I better not miss with the long ball.
Yep. No, I would agree with that. So, all right, I just needed to get that point across, and I needed to.
We know how you feel about the rollback. We all feel the same way. It's not Walmart.
No. But you know what else happens? Get your young golfer started right with Upswing Golf and their full kids lineup of clubs. Designed for proper fit, real performance, and serious fun. Upswing Golf, grow like a pro.
Hey, my son can't put these down. He wants to go out in the backyard every day and hit his golf clubs, hit his upswing clubs every single day. And Dave, I know your son's the same way.
Yep.
And getting him out on the driving range there, he's enjoying them as well. Those clubs, if you are looking for that perfect club for your kid and you don't want to keep paying for new clubs as they grow, check out Upswing. I can't say enough about them.
Our problem right now is we're trying not to translate the golf swing into the baseball swing.
Yeah, why? That's how mine works.
Yeah, I've seen yours work.
The baseball swing the entire time.
Yeah,
it was really bad when we were playing cast softball and trying to play golf at the same time. Those swings. Yeah,
that didn't work.
Have you looked, by the way, at tee times for the week?
I have not yet. Look that up.
So there's an interesting one that's at the first hole at 8:35 in the morning on Thursday that I'm really interested in watching. And that would be
Mr. Lenahan.
Ryan Lenahan, Ryan Fox, and Kazuki Higa. I should have let Dave read that tee time just because I
couldn't find a third Ryan to fill out that.
Right. Like, I just wanted to hear Dave say Kazuki Higa.
Well, they are going off behind Maverick McNeely, Thomas Dietrich, and Padraig Harrington.
I mean, that's fair. The group after them at 8:40 off the 10th tee is an interesting one in Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, and John Rahm.
So that's where I'm going to say this could be interesting for this whole Grand Slam thing. Is that
100% yes, 100% yes.
Oh yeah, always for a drivable par fours.
Yeah,
I am anti like 250-yard par threes. I don't think par threes should be that ridiculously long. But I like this Rory, Jordan, and Rahm. You have three major winners, one of which is a Grand Slam champion, and you have Rahm on the Live Tour. That's where I think this could hinder or really help Jordan this week. Because if they're both playing, if Rory and John are playing up to form, I think that can bring Jordan's game up.
If John plays like he did at the Masters, then we're all in trouble.
Yeah.
Can Jordan ask him, how come you seem so angry since you've gone to Live?
I'm surprised Rory doesn't ask him that.
Right? Because that would be hilarious.
You need me to carry your bag down the fairway.
Sergio's not playing with you today.
Did you see the 12-10 pairing on Thursday off the 10th tee, by the way?
12-10 block. DJ
Rasmus and DJ. I'm like, oh, that's a pretty decent. What are the chances that DJ tries to offer anybody coke?
No,
I
go
shouldn't
to
say
the
that.
105. 105
fair to Midland.
105 off of 10.
Hold on, I'm getting there. I would watch that group just for Hai Tong Lee.
I'm just that you got Hai Tong, you got Duffner, and you got Dynamite Jimmy Walker.
Dynamite Jimmy Walker.
I do like here. This might be one of the pairings that I really like is the 12:59 off the first tee. You got Hideki, JJ, and Max. I think that is going to be a good pairing.
Okay, Max gets in because Phil withdraws.
Yes.
What would the storyline be if Max actually goes out and wins this week? He's been trending.
That'd be a great one.
It's like John Daly being an alternate and winning.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's better than that. No, because social media, Max on social media is way better than John Daly.
It's the exact same storyline.
Yeah.
It's an alternate winning the PGA Championship.
He wasn't the 9th alternate, though.
That is also
getting
true.
in the night before.
Yeah.
I will
Interesting.
say,
143 off of.
That's exactly
one.
what I was about to say. 143 off of 1. I was about to say the exact same thing. Got her up, McIntyre and Fleetwood. I like that pairing too. Ooh, no, 154 off of 1 might be better.
Oh, I can tell you what group I would be following. That one.
Yeah.
That
Young,
one.
Bradley, and Thomas. These, I gotta say, and then 205 is another good one. I mean, I feel
205 is great. I'm still walking with the group in front of it, though. Not gonna lie.
Hold on. Are we calling the 205 the Revolutionary War tea time?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
It's Scotty versus the UK.
Justin and Matt. Dear Lord.
That's gonna be a war. I mean, I gotta say, I really like the pairings this week. I think they did a really good job with them for this championship.
I like the 149 off of 10. It's a fun pairing.
Oh yeah,
Marco Penge, Sepp Straka, and Patrick Rogers.
yeah. Like I said, there's not a bad group out there. Like, there's not one where I'd be like, I don't really want to see this combination together. I think every combination that's out there is pretty decent.
Shane Lowry, Colin Morikawa, and Victor Hovland.
Yup.
I don't know. I just want to hear Dave read the 138 tee time. Brian Campbell, Adam Shank, and Christian Bezadenhout. Just for Christian Bezadenhout's name.
I could say Bezadenhout.
I think no. I think the toughest one would be the 227 off of 1.
I don't have him in front of me.
I know.
Done. The only one he would get right is the last one.
It's the last.
Anthony
Exactly.
Sullivan would be the only one he got right.
So, all right.
Oh.
We've talked about the PGA Championship. There's a lot going on. We're looking forward to all this. We're really hyped about it. But there's other stuff going on, and I'm going to go back into Live. I want to talk about with everything that's going on right now, and Live players are playing this week. Back with PGA Tour players. We've seen this now through the majors, but the big talk now is if Live folds, that what's the path back for these players? And
hopes and prayers.
But at some point, do we have to, if I play devil's advocate here, at some point.
I don't usually agree with Dave, but I agree with Dave.
I think they do have to earn their way back. Yeah. But I think you have to have this path of like, hey, you're not on the tour. You should have exemptions that maybe you earned from before with majors. I'd say majors would be the only exemptions that you keep.
Yeah.
But do you want to see these players back? Are you over this? Are you over that they took the money? Is this still going to be a thing? If they came back, do you think there's really going to be a backlash of people on tour? Or do you think that people have just been like, hey, it's over. It was bad. It's not what it was. What do you think the storyline is here?
I think there's
for me personally, I
Dave,
don't care.
Dave, go, and then I've got a hot take.
I don't care.
Yeah,
it's like free baseball and extra innings. Just give me more golf.
Do you agree that they should have to earn their way back versus just?
Oh, I think so. You know, Brooks paid his fine. He did this. He did that. Patrick Reed's playing, on the DP World Tour. There has to be an avenue back for them to, whether that is Q School, the Corn Ferry Tour, DP World Tour, valeting cars at Augusta for 2 years. There's
that you're not just
You're not just going to say, okay, welcome back. Here's your spot in the Waste Management Open.
Yes, I think you have
to
to
say that all I'm
like
thinking about the valet scene, all I'm thinking about is from Beverly Hills Cop 2, Bryson as Chris Rock. I get $10 for cars, $20 for limos. What the is this?
Do you mean Eddie Murphy?
No, Chris Rock was the valet at the Playboy Mansion.
Oh, it was the valet.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought
Yes.
you were talking about that. Okay,
but I think you get to keep like John Rahm gets to he gets to play the Masters. DJ, all those guys they get to keep their their major exemptions, but there's got to be some hook or crook that they can work their way back in if they choose to, or they can go and sit on the sidelines with somebody else and do YouTube golf.
So Steve, I'm going to ask you kind of the same question, but I'm going to say, I'm going to put a twist on it. Who are you not letting back in? Because I know where you're going with this.
No, so here's my take on this. And Bryson is exempt to come back on the PGA Tour based on his win at Pinehurst, right? Like when you look at where Bryson's exemptions are,
what do you get, 10 years for an Open?
Yep.
Yep.
So Bryson is an interesting spot. John Rahm is an interesting spot because of his Masters win, and Cam Smith because of his Open winner in interesting spots. The problem that I have with Bryson is that Bryson, like Phil, were two of the biggest guys recruiting players from the PGA Tour to go to live. It's why Bryson went late. Phil went early. Bryson went late because Bryson was still trying to get people to come. The other problem that I have with it is Phil and Bryson both, along with a litany of other players, sued the PGA Tour. And that lawsuit, to me, when you try to sue the PGA Tour, and it's one of the reasons that the tour tried to get into bed with the PIF, was because they had to make that lawsuit go away because they were just bleeding money because of that lawsuit. And if you sue your former employer, should you get your spot back?
Well, I don't know if it's much as the suing the former employer, but I also think that the PGA Tour has the right to say, hey, we're not letting you back because of what you did. Whether it's you sued us or you pulled people away, any company would do that. In all honesty, there are people out there like the company say, hey, we're not going to rehire you because of your actions while you were here.
Correct.
So I think that's the way they kind of have to look at this and say, hey, we're not going to do this. I don't think the court of public opinion, hey, yeah, we want to see Bryson back on this, and oh yeah, this would be great, but he shouldn't get away with the actions that he did. There should be maybe harsher penalties for that if you're going to let him back, because I do think people deserve a second chance, but I think that's ultimately up to the PGA Tour. I don't think it's up to the players. I think it's up to the tour. I think the players should have a say in it, but I think ultimately it falls on the tour itself.
Greg, let me ask you this question, because Bryson was very vocal this past week in an interview when asked about this, and he said, well, I can help them so much. Their penalties he said something to the effect of their penalties are too harsh, which to me meant my team has reached out and we've been told what we need to do.
Here's what it is, Bryson, it's not your decision. The penalties decision is the PGA Tour's, and you just have to live with that sometimes. We're all parents. We've all had to punish our kids, and our kids sometimes think that punishment is harsh. But it's, you know what, you're grounded for 2 weeks because that happened. That's what it is, because they're the ones who make the rules there. And you can live with it, and you can like it or not like it, but it's not your decision, Bryson. Yes, you might spike the tour, but to be honest, you're YouTube famous, and you do a really good job at that. But I don't think that translates to your tour notoriety, to be honest with you. I think that you're great at YouTube, and I think you're better at YouTube than we are on there. I'm going to be honest about that. But I think that you're really good at what you do. I like what you do on YouTube. I watch it. I think it's entertaining. But it's just that. It's entertainment. Your golf game speaks for itself. You're a great golfer, but you're trying to make it entertainment and golf together, where I don't think that's what the PGA Tour is looking for. And they're punishing you for what you did. Take it or leave it. Don't complain. You
Yeah.
can complain about it all you want, but it's not your decision. It's your decision to accept it or just say, hey, I'm not going to do it. I'm not coming back.
You know what it's time for, though? It's time for us to lock in, just like we need to lock in our gardages with the Nikon Cool Shot rangefinders. Fast, accurate distances, slope technology, and crystal clear optics. So you can pick the right club with total confidence. Nikon Cool Shot. See it, shoot it, stick it. Nikon Cool Shot, the official rangefinder of the LPGA Tour and the Golfing Dads.
Man,
all right, Dave. It's time for our picks. Greg, duck race, please, because we've got to do a duck race before we
getting that.
Can we do a 15-second duck race?
Oh, we can do 1 second duck race.
No, let's do a 15-second. At least a little drama.
All right. You want a 15-second duck race for all the marbles. Let's see. Can I share?
And we snake pick back to PGA Club Professionals, too.
Yes, I agree with that.
Okay.
All right. There you go.
4.
4.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go.
I thought it froze for a second.
I hit the space bar as I put my hand down. Oh, yeah, I'm not getting it. Dave is getting the first pick. I will take 2. Steve, you're picking last.
Okay. Dave, go ahead, take him.
I already said I was taking the field. I'm taking Cam Young.
Oh! Whoa! Wow!
Write it down. I'm taking Mr. Scotty Scheffler.
I already had it written in my computer. I said I was taking the field.
And
hold on.
I got upset that I took Scotty, so he left.
No, hold on. My stupid. I don't know what it is about my freaking. Okay.
We can still hear you. So feel free to take the pick.
No, I'm gonna take. I'll just go ahead. You know what? It's funny, Dave. I had told Greg today that I figured that if I had the third pick, that Scotty and Rory would be off the board, and I was going to take JT to win his third PGA Championship. However, I am going to take Rory McIlroy at this point.
There we go. All right. Well,
snake pick back around. PGA Corbridge team. Got to pick a club pro.
Okay, so you get the first pick.
I'm going to take Ryan Lenahan.
Yeah, I figured that. So now I got to look up. I need to look up another.
You're going to take Michael Block. Just go ahead and take Block.
So,
okay.
I'm not taking Block.
Team Dormy now because Blocky's on Team Dormy. Wow.
I wasn't ready for this. Okay, let's see.
Last week.
Give me the South Florida from Johns Island, Vero Beach, Florida, Tyler Collette. That's who I'm taking.
That's not a bad pick. Tyler's a good stick.
He is. That's why I'm going with that.
Dave, Michael Block. Just say
Dave, you have to take Block.
I'll take Block.
There you go. All right. With that, enjoy the PGA Championship. Check us next week for our exclusive with Ryan again to hear what it was like at the PGA Championship this week. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, y'all.